Beta Banana, guys. 1.17.2041 out now, guys. Big time changes to the generation, but not this generation, the generation of your saved chunks in your old world. Let's go over the changelog together right now. Hey there, guys, Skippy here from Skippy6 Gaming, guys, coming to you with the brand new update in the Bedrock Beta 1.17.40.21 out now. So the big time difference on this one is they've added a few things in the experimental toggle that will allow your old worlds to generate underneath. When there was no below zero, there is going to be now. So that's super cool, guys. If you enjoy this sort of content, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel where we do tons of stuff and most of the update stuff for sure. So basically, guys, the tweet came out here from J Mega Spud. Pretty straightforward stuff, and we know. So the thing that pops out right at the beginning is just the fact that wow, that looks like the craziest blacksmith right there. Is that some sort of weird? Yeah, it's pretty cool. So basically, long story short of this is your worlds will now generate something under zero in your old worlds when you start them up, which is a really good thing because some people were scared you weren't going to be able to do that. In addition to that, flat worlds are going to go below zero as well. Now we're going to take a look at that as well in depth. I'm just going to read the changelog, guys. It's only going to be a few minutes. If you want to look at the changelog for yourself, there's a link in the description below. If you need any information on how to leave and or join the beta, there's a video on that in the description below as well, and we'll jump in. Guys, make sure you turn on experimental features in the settings of your game if you want to play with some of this stuff. And so experimental features added new world cave generation when updating save chunks below Y0 using Caves and Cliffs experimental toggle. Chunks previously upgraded with bedrock underneath will not see this change. For more information, see our FAQ. So guys, basically what they're saying is that if you've already taken your world, which most people probably have, and put it into the version of Bedrock when they had just 60 levels of Bedrock holding the bottom down, it will not overwrite that. So if you have overwritten your world already and then they reverted it, you are not going to be able to get this new feature. However, so upgrades older flat worlds to the new extended heights when available with the Caves and Cliffs toggle. New flat worlds using Caves and Cliffs experimental toggle will start at -64. So we're going to go to a flat world and show it. So gameplay fixed an issue in beta builds where flying above the world limit 255 for non-Caves and Cliffs experimental would be prohibited. Copper ore now generates at equals 96 instead of equals 64. General non-experimental feature bug fixes is holding top snow in hand while covering grass blocks no longer causes incorrect behavior. Bees nests now generate correctly in the world. We've been working on that for a while. Non-fireproof mobs now avoid pathfinding through fire. They're not going to set themselves on fire on purpose. Gameplay vanilla parity. Players are now able to activate Elytra gliding while moving upwards. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Maybe we should test it. Using die-on signs that contain formatted color will overwrite the formatted color text. World generation, guys. Fossils are now much less likely to generate and destroy structures. We've seen a lot of the stuff with the geodes taking out portals. Dungeons are no longer misplaced or missing outside of the Caves and Cliffs experimental toggle. Mob changes. Iron golems now spawn only on solid blocks. That is how it's supposed to be, so they're just fixing that. Wielded weapons now render properly on pillagers and vindicators. User interface changes. Riding an animal now displays the correct button prompt when playing with non-touch controls. Character creator changes. Back appearance pieces will no longer cover the left and right arrows of the profile screen. Fixed featured items in the profile screen not opening the featured catalog in the dressing room. Fixed default clothes changing color if another item's color was edited previously. That's like a tongue twister and nobody told me about it. Sidebar options can now be selected in expanded view after navigating back from previously selected sidebar option while using a controller. Sidebar no longer opens up, expanding any of the classic skin packs in the dressing room. Improve the navigation flow for character creators so that it always switches to the select profile. Skins that are equipped from Marketplace while in-game now apply to the creators. So we'll see about that. It's really finicky stuff when you're looking at that. Technical updates, guys. Animation fixed a bug that caused animations to restart when changing render controllers. Graphical fixed text on signs losing their formatting when new lines or word wrapping was encountered. Formatting will now persist until the reset code or an overriding code is found. This is not retroactive, and previously created signs will not be changed. So this one here, guys, is kind of a big deal. It's a new page. As part of continued testing, removed Render Dragon Engine on Android devices. So what that actually means now is that there is no shaders that work for any version, because there was really no shaders that worked for Windows 10 or console. There was some people getting away with it on MCPE, and it looks like they've now fixed that. So now basically, from what I understand, in my opinion right now, you cannot get a shader for Minecraft Bedrock. So Molang, these are just the changes to Molang Game Test Framework Experimental. I'm going to let you pause it. If you want to read that stuff and it's important to you, go ahead and pause it and watch it right now. But we are going to jump in. So guys, the simple way to look at this is now, let me give a quick lesson. I'm going to give a quick lesson because it's a question that I've been answering in Minecraft for, my whole 6 years as a YouTuber, is what will happen in the new update. So basically, guys, in the new updates, usually nothing generates. So if I've never been somewhere, so say I've already explored this whole entire world, nothing new will come. The only thing that generates is new explored areas when they're rendering for the first time. And when they render for the first time, they're going to render in a manner that the update tells it to render. So if the new update's a cave update and things go low and high and all this, it's going to render with the cave update. However, if you're not in the cave update and things aren't supposed to be as high and low as that, it won't render that way. That said, we are rendering something with the cave update that wasn't rendered at all before. So it's not about changing, because there was no below zero before. So they can just add below zero, it doesn't matter, because they're not actually changing anything, they're only adding new stuff. So that's how that one works. It's as simple as that. This is very different from usual. Usually new updates, you don't get it in your world, and if you have a really basically overexplored world, most people generally will just start a new world with a new update. So on this one here, you won't have to do so as much. Wow, this is a pretty much the biggest waterfall ever. I don't have my night vision, so I'm not going to turn it on. But yeah, so we can see how these are going. I have to be honest, like I said it before, and I'll say it again, is I feel like they need to do a little fine tuning. It's just a little too insane. The worlds, I feel like I'm playing on Amplified Worlds almost every time. Let's go over and show you the flatland. We'll cut it off there. There's not really other changes, guys. Bee's Nest was a problem. Bee's Nest were basically, they changed them so that they don't spawn south and north, and it has been a thing in the beta changelogs for a couple now, actually. So it looks like they got it going, and the Bee's Nests are working good. And yeah, so let's go over here. I'm just going to fast track it over to a flatland, and you can see what happens there. And as you can see, we have our stuff set up here. I've already made this world, because if you make a flatland right now, guys, without the experimental toggle on, which I did, it will be a normal flatland world. So a normal flatland world looks exactly like this, except for that 0 down there. Down there where the bedrock is 0, and then you usually be on 4. But now we're on -60, because the bottom of the world is going to be technically -64. So, or I guess no. So this is not the world, so this is at 65. What they're saying is that this is now the new low, but it doesn't change anything to builders, right? You can't build under there. You can't build over the limit. But now this number is just matching the actual thing. So, guys, how simple is that? Super easy peasy lemon squeezy. And yeah, I haven't run around a flatland in a while. So yeah, guys, catch you on the next one.